Hello, this is Pamela Topjian, and I wanted to do a video for pet parents who are looking to hire a pet sitter. Whether you're a client of mine or you are a first time pet parent or the first time you're looking to hire a pet sitter, I have talked to a few pet sitters in the area, in my area, and also on social media from all around the world, and have asked them, what do you want pet parents to know when they are hiring a pet sitter? So I'm going to go over some of those things. First of all, I am the owner and operator of Pamela's Pet Care overnight pet and house sitting in Roseville, California. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram just with Pamela's Pet Care, and I think it also says then overnight house and pet sitting. Anyway, so let's get to the subject. A couple people said, we want you to know how much we love your pets. There's a difference between like hobby or side gig pet sitters and professional pet sitters. So there's a couple organizations, and I will put those links if I can in the description. I will check that and put the correct links in the comments or the description or whatever. But there are two great ones for professional pet sitters, get all kinds of information, and they also have a place for to put in your location and to find pet sitters that are part of that organization. And so usually they will have taken other classes for pet sitting and pet care and pet behavior. And those are the kinds of people you probably want to hire if you're looking for a pet sitter. So, yeah, we love your pets. We want what's best for them just as much as you do. And a couple of these things, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but these are things that people have come across as pet sitters that pet parents didn't know or didn't do or something. So if you're going to have somebody staying at your house, clean it up as if you're having guests stay at your house. So some pet sitters have said that pet parents have left dishes or left a mess or, just things around the house or their garbage is full, things like that. And the litter box is, pretty bad and needs cleaning right when they get there. So have your house the way you would if you were having guests stay. And this is for overnight pet sitters, because if somebody's going to drop in and take your dog for a walk and leave your dog back at home, that's different. That's everyday stuff. But if you're going away on a vacation, you can't expect your pet sitter to stay there for a weekend or a week and clean up your mess or have to live in it, So make sure you do that. It's just sort of common courtesy. But some pet sitters have experienced this. Um, this is not something that I've had any trouble with in my business. And pick up your yard. If you don't have a service, because a lot of my clients do have a service that come and pick up the dog waste in the yard. And they have a service and it comes certain days. So that's another thing. Make sure you tell your pet sitter when to expect whatever kind of service. Are you having a housekeeper come in? Are you having lawn people, gardeners come? Do you have somebody to come and pick up the waste or to take care of the pool or anything like that? Let your pet sitter know and the approximate times. If it's not exact, let them know the approximate times, but definitely what day, and whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, usually. And then, of course, what you want them to do with the gate. Usually there's a gate. A lot of people have their gates locked and you need to unlock it for them. So, you've got to think about all of that stuff. So please disclose whether you have any cameras in your house. Most pet sitters don't mind. I don't mind cameras at all. Um, I just won't sleep in a room with a camera. And I say this in the meet and greet. So when you have a meet and greet, which is very important if you're having especially overnight pet sitters, have them come over to your house, show them around the house, and if there's any cameras, point them out. But be honest about where they are. If you have told a pet sitter that you don't have any cameras, or if it was never even discussed and they happen to see one or notice one or think that it's a camera, they're not going to want to come back to your house because it'll feel like you're being spied on or it'll feel kind of creepy. But if you know a camera's there, that just means like for me, like I don't change anywhere except for in the bathroom. And, I won't sit around in just a t-shirt or whatever after a shower or in a hot summer day. like you might at home. Also, behaviors. So this one came up a lot. I know that a lot of pets will act differently with a pet sitter or with somebody they don't know compared to when they're with you. So disclose any behaviors. It doesn't mean that they're not going to stay with your pets. It doesn't mean that they won't. But as long as you let them know what's going on, because a lot of pet sitters are also pet trainers or vet techs or things like that that know how to handle those behaviors. Or we've taken just, courses and classes through those other professional pet sitting websites that I told you about. We've been taking some classes and courses. I'm doing that kind of thing all the time. I've never worked in the pet industry other than being a pet sitter, but I'm always taking some kind of course or mini course or class or something to, learn more about pet behavior and pet health and taking care of elderly pets and taking care of pets with cancer and, just all kinds of things and pet behavior, pet things like that. First aid, I have my pet CPR and first aid. So that's one thing too. If you're looking to hire a pet sitter, I think I mentioned this already. If you're looking to hire a pet sitter, ask them if they have insurance. Ask them if they have pet first aid and CPR, because if they don't have both of those, they're probably not a professional pet sitter. And if you feel like, well, my pet is very healthy, we don't have any problems, there's no reason for that, but you never know, especially when a pet is more scared. And this goes along with disclosing the behaviors. If a pet is scared, anxious, or confused, the whole day is disruptive of you leaving, you packing, you getting ready, you leaving, your whole family leaving. Whether you have the pet sitter meet you before you leave on that day or they come in later, it's still going to be a very stressful day. And pets might act differently with the pet sitter than they do with you. Kind of prepare for that if you need to. Some pets, I'm in California, the laws might be different in different areas, but some pets have like CBD treats and, anti-anxiety types of treats, and others are on anti-anxiety medication. So prepare for that and then let your pet sitter know that, they have had these just so they're aware of what the pet, if the pet is under some sort of medication or calming treats. So it's important to disclose behaviors, but also pet sitters, please know that the pets might act differently if they're scared, confused, or anxious, or with somebody different. So don't always think that the pet parents have lied to you or kept anything from you if the pet is acting up and nobody mentioned anything about whatever the behavior is that's concerning to you. And so, speaking of that, a lot of the times people want cats to just have one visit. So, if your cat, cats, especially when they're elderly, or cats, if multiple cat households, or even just one really. So, cats really require more than one visit a day while you're away. And in fact, overnight pet sitting might be best depending on your situation. Like I said, if it's multiple pets, multiple cats, or any elderly ones that might be having some dementia or confusion going on with them anyway. But cats will hide often. They will find spots that they don't normally hide in sometimes, and then they can get stuck. And if somebody's only there every 12 hours, every 24 hours, every 6 hours, whatever it is, if that cat is stuck for that long and it doesn't have any water for that long, that could be a real big health problem and safety problem for your pet. They also could run around like crazy because they're so confused or anxious about it that they knock things over. And maybe they knock over their food or well, I guess not the food. It doesn't matter that much, right? Because they'll eat it off the floor. But they might knock over their water dish or their water fountain or unplug it or whatever. Running around like crazy. And if the pet sitter, just left, they're doing drop-in visits and they just left and they're not coming back until the same time the next day, that's going to be a problem. So you want to think about how your pet might behave, just all the possibilities. So speaking of that, speaking of things that might be unsafe and unhealthy for your pet, please leave a vet number. Please leave an emergency number. So if we can't get a hold of you, you have a friend, family member, neighbor, somebody that can answer those questions or come over and help with something. Um, so that's really important, especially if you're out of the country. That's really important. Some pet sitters have forms for you to sign, have full-on pet policies, and make sure that you read those. And during the meet and greet, whether it's something that policies that they leave with you or that you go over together, or whether it's just things you're talking about, pay attention to that and make sure you understand, is there a cancellation fee? When payment is due, is there a deposit? And then when do you get your deposit back, or does it work towards the fee? So all of those kinds of things, make sure double and triple check. My clients know that I will do this. I will ask probably 3 times before I come to your house, just to double check and maybe triple check the time and the day that you are leaving and that you need me to arrive, the time and day that you are coming back, and do you need me to be there when come back home? Um, it's okay to tell somebody something 2 or 3 times than to forget to tell them. And let us know where the cleaning supplies are. If your pet never has an accident, they might when they're left alone, or if they're not left alone, they might with somebody different there. They might get confused, they might get angry, they might get anxious, scared, they might have an accident somewhere, and even if a pet never has an accident in the house, they might while you're away. That goes along with behaviors that might be different, right? Different for somebody else that's caring for them. Yeah, so let us know where the cleaning supplies are, not only for your pets, but what if I drop something? What if I spill my tea? So, I need to know where your cleaning supplies are. I can't tell you how many times in the beginning I would search around. I'd have to search around in a hall closet that I thought was a hall closet, and then it ended up being somewhere else. Or, you go in the garage, or, in the laundry room, or whatever, looking just for a broom even, we don't want to be there for a week or more and not sweep up all the shedding, right? Um, so yeah, so make sure you show us where those supplies are. I think that I've covered everything, things that other pet sitters have told me to make sure I include in this video for pet parents. So if there's anything I missed, please let me know down below. And hopefully this has been helpful. And I will try to put those links and that information for those professional pet sitters websites below. Thanks so much. Happy pet sitting, everybody.